Can you tell me the name of the country where men wear skirts but aren't Scottish? It starts the day before the rest of the world. But it's not Japan, and it has paradisiacal scenery. But it's not a Caribbean destination. Well, I'm sure you're unlikely to have got it right. Today our destination is Samoa, a small archipelago surrounded by natural beauty and rich in curiosities and traditions. Want some examples? Have you ever heard of tattoos made from shark bones and teeth? A policeman in a skirt? What if I told you that there is a tradition in which families with several boys choose some of them to be women for the rest of their lives? So without further ado, let's get to the video. But first, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe and turn on notifications. It costs nothing, and this way you're supporting the channel to keep bringing you incredible content. Before we set off on our journey, we just need to give you some context so that no one confuses our destination. If you look at the map, you'll see two Samoas, which are practically neighbors. But the difference is great, not in terms of beauty, of course, because the two are superior to each other. But one, American Samoa, as its name suggests, is a territory belonging to the USA, and its capital is Pago Pago. The other Samoa that is our destination today is an independent country. Its capital is Apia, and this small nation is made up of two main islands, Upolu and Savaii, and several small uninhabited islands. And here's another curiosity. Although these islands are only 163 kilometers apart, which is approximately a 40-minute plane ride, the time difference between the two is 24 hours. Due to its location in the Pacific Ocean, the country is the first in the world, along with Kiribati, to start the day. This wasn't always the case. In the beginning, their time was the same as California's, because they had a shared history. But this caused a difference of up to 21 hours with cities like Sydney, which made no practical sense. With this change, Samoa lost 2 days in 2011. The calendar jumped from December 29th to December 31st, putting them 1 day ahead. As a result, they are the only place in the world where December 30th, 2011 did not exist. Curious, isn't it? But now that we've cleared that up, let's move on. Around 1500 BC, Polynesian navigators settled in Samoa, bringing with them a unique culture and impressive navigational skills. Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen was the first European to sight Samoa in 1722, but a significant European presence didn't occur until the 19th century. The arrival of Christian missionaries in the 1830s had a marked impact, introducing Congregational Christianity, which became an integral part of Samoan society. At the end of the 19th century, Samoa became the subject of dispute between the USA, Germany, and Great Britain. The Treaty of Berlin in 1899 divided the region, placing Western Samoa under German and American control, while Eastern Samoa came under New Zealand administration. During the First World War, New Zealand occupied German Samoa and took over the administration of Western Samoa as a League of Nations mandate. This control persisted until after the Second World War, when Western Samoa became a United Nations Trust territory administered by New Zealand. The quest for independence grew over the decades, culminating in independence in 1962. In 1997, the country officially changed its name to Samoa, marking a significant stage in its post-colonial history. Today, with a population of just under 200,000, it is a nation that has shown significant progress in socio-economic aspects. Agriculture stands out as the main source of income for the national economy, providing employment for more than 60% of the population. Another extremely important economic pillar is tourism, driven by the stunning natural beauty that the country offers, and which deserves attention even though it is one of the most remote destinations in the world. Despite being in the middle of the vast Pacific Ocean, Samoa offers incredible landscapes and unique traditions that enchant visitors. If you're a tourist looking for exotic experiences, this is the perfect place to explore and marvel at. By the sea, visitors can feel like they are in paradise as they contemplate the beauty of the beaches with crystal-clear waters and fine white sands. Tropical forests and volcanoes contribute to shaping this ideal place to rest in peace and be close to nature. As mentioned earlier, Apia is the charming capital of Samoa, exhibiting the typical charm of Pacific Island towns. Notable tourist attractions include the Mulavai Cathedral, the Clock Tower, and the Samoa Cultural Village, which reflect the city's authenticity. Exploring the surrounding area, Paiula Cave Pool stands out as a unique attraction, located approximately 45 minutes from Apia. This natural pool, surrounded by caves, is a popular refuge for Samoans looking to cool off on hot days. Some families have lunch there by the pool, and the contact with the locals is a great experience on this tour. A curiosity about traditional Samoan food is that it is prepared by the boys in the family. The typical dishes of traditional Samoan cuisine are cooked in a clay oven called an umu. The young men of the families get up very early on Sundays to prepare this meal, which consists of catching fish, slicing meat, heating the oven, opening coconuts, and much more. In the end, the taste of what is cooked in the umu and the appreciation of the family reward the boys who receive a lot of respect from the community. Another unmissable attraction is the Tusua Giant Swimming Hole, a natural pool of volcanic origin located in an impressive 30-meter-high hole. A unique experience awaits visitors here. Heading to the southeastern tip of the island, discover Lalamanu Beach, hailed as Upolu's most beautiful beach, characterized by its calm sea, crystal-clear waters, and lush vegetation all around. While exploring the island, take the opportunity to visit the Sopoaga Falls and the Giant Clam Sanctuary, a sanctuary that houses giant clams. Savaii also deserves a place on this list of must-see destinations. Covered in dense forest, Savaii looks even wilder than the previous island. The beaches to the north are stunning, serene, and ideal for snorkeling. As well as beaches and natural attractions, Samoa is a country where you can learn a lot about the local culture, which is a great attraction since we're talking about customs and traditions that are very different from our own. Samoan culture is strongly influenced by Polynesian tradition, with dances, tattoos, music, and the Samoan language playing significant roles. In Samoa, the pea or malafi, the traditional tattoo from the waist to the knees, is considered a rite of passage for men. What's so special about inking the skin? This particular tattoo involves an extremely painful process, as it is done with traditional handmade tools. Bones, shark teeth, shells, wood. Everything is used to make this tattoo, which can take weeks to complete. The rite involves a lot of pain and strength, so the tattooed person must be accompanied by trusted people who support them. When the tattoo is finished, respect for the individual in the community increases dramatically, to the point where perhaps one day they will earn the right to be chief. This custom is so important that an unfinished tattoo, which would mean that the tattooed person was unable to endure the suffering, is a source of shame for the family. Many researchers agree that the traditional Polynesian tattoo, now very popular all over the world, first appeared here, and from Samoa, it has already spread to other islands. Remember the movie Moana and the famous Maui who accompanied her on her journey? Well, he's a clear example of the people of Samoa, full of tattoos and a little overweight. In fact, the issue of weight in Samoa has attracted the attention of some health and statistics agencies. Approximately 80% of the population of these islands is obese, and this is not just due to genetic predisposition. Obesity is considered a way of showing good health, wealth, and happiness, since historically, the bosses were the ones who ate the most in the community, and so fat was related to a status symbol. A notable aspect of Samoan society is the deep respect for hierarchy and elders, a central characteristic that shapes life in the archipelago. The Fa'a Samoa, which literally translates as the traditional Samoan way, remains the dominant cultural force on the islands. This encompasses many aspects of life, including the political sphere, social interactions, the calendar of local festivities, as well as language and mythology. At the heart of Fa'a Samoa is the importance of the family, more specifically, an extended family known as the Aiga. The family is considered so vital that its size directly influences its power in Samoan society. The idea of belonging to this family unit is so intrinsic that Samoans' daily lives are marked by collectivism, emphasizing the we rather than the I. Every action carried out by a Samoan is motivated by and dedicated to the family. One Samoan custom that persists to this day, maintaining its solid religious dimension, is the ceremony known as the Fire Brigade. Although it is presented as an acrobatic spectacle for tourists and visitors, its roots go back to the traditional practices of the Samoan people. In the past, This ceremony was performed before battles, seeking divine protection, or after victory, as a way of giving thanks. The performance includes synchronized dances with acrobatics performed using a special cane. Cloths are tied to the ends of the cane and then set on fire, giving the ceremony and dance their name. Another curiosity about Samoa is that if you travel there, you can find many men wearing skirts, even if they are policemen. This clothing is called lava lava, and it is a traditional garment that is perfectly standardized and accepted on the islands, and is somewhat reminiscent of the skirts worn by the Scots. And while we're on the subject of skirts, you might be surprised, but have you ever heard of fa'afafine? Well, fa'afafine are a type of Samoan. They are men who, although according to our Western culture they would be seen as feminine, are considered neither man nor woman nor homosexual, and are also highly accepted and valued. In fact, the fa'afafine in Samoa are recognized as a third gender that incorporates both feminine and masculine characteristics simultaneously, and can have sexual relationships with both men and women. In Samoa, there is no concept of homosexuality, and this acceptance is rooted in cultural tradition. Raising some boys as girls is a traditional practice in Samoa, and these young people do not necessarily identify as homosexual or show visible traits of effeminacy. They often have no inclination to dress as women. The fa'afafine condition usually arises from family dynamics, especially in families with many boys and few girls. When they are born into families with only male children, parents often choose one or more sons to help with the responsibilities traditionally assigned to women. These boys are raised as if they were female, taking on tasks and roles that would normally be assigned to women. Although their true gender is recognized, they often adopt feminine clothing. Over the years, these responsibilities persist, even if they eventually get married, which is usually to a woman. Contemporary fa'afafine have two fundamental differences from their traditional counterparts. Firstly, they are more likely to have made the conscious choice to live as women. And secondly, they are more likely to identify as homosexuals. Nowadays, young Samoans who display effeminate features or show an interest in dressing like women may be recognized by their parents as fa'afafine. If they are identified as such, there is no explicit encouragement or discouragement for them to adopt feminine behavior and dress. The decision is up to them. Once it is clear that a young person wishes to embrace this identity, they learn the responsibilities and skills associated with women. Combining these skills with the characteristic strengths of Samoan men can make them an extraordinarily valuable member of society. But what about you? Did you know this country? Tell us in the comments what caught your attention. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.